Something I really, really love and think people should take notice of is what you said at the beginning that, it's about collective change. And I think
Yeah.
people in this space always hear this really victim mindset, maybe from other people, and hopefully not that one person can't make a difference. So why
Mhm.
bother? It's that
Right.
whole, whether you're going plant based, whether you're taking public transport to work, whether you're just trying to recycle more and be or use less materials overall and resources. It's
Yeah.
like, why would you ever think that you can't make a difference? How disempowering is that?
Yeah. I mean, and it makes sense to a certain extent that people feel so powerless. Like when we see that the military, for example, is like one of the main contributors to emissions, we see that, there are still so many like fossil fuel projects that are just obliterating our planet. And so I think that it's normal and very understandable to feel powerless and defenseless against this calamity that we are collectively, experiencing. However, there's a lot of hope in what solutions already exist, and there's a lot of hope in what people
Mm,
are doing to try to combat that. And again, that collective action piece, like if we are changing our individual habits, then systems eventually have to change to reflect that. And so, like if we are encouraging our friends to also use public transit and also consume less and also start eating more plant based, then eventually something's going to catch on. And so I just encourage people all the time to not lose hope because there's so many things to be optimistic about. There's so much positive happening, like related to climate solutions. And that's kind of why we started the Joy Report in the first place, because we
mm,
recognize that so many people feel this sense of despair and this sense of hurt. And then they also just are anxious and terrified. There are therapists that are now being trained in how to deal with young people experiencing climate anxiety. That's something that did not exist 5, 10 years ago. And so we're in a very different time. And so instead of just leaning into the doom and gloom, now is the time that everyone has a responsibility to take this collective action and take positive steps to change the trajectory of our planet.